everybody, and welcome to eCommerce Quick Fix, Cross-Border Magazine official podcast. Today is a happy day, a sunny day in Berlin. We are with our friend Ramin Varnhorn from Claim.me, the head of Claim.me. Ramin, how are you? How's everything?
Good, very good. Thanks for having me.
It's a real pleasure. We're going to be talking about a really interesting idea, which is the whole concept behind Claim.me. But let's start from the very beginning. Tell us a little bit, what is Claim.me and which one was the aha moment in which you decided to create Claim.me?
Yeah, happy to. So let me give you a little bit of context of how Claim.me is embedded into Seven Senders. So Claim.me is a business unit of Seven Senders. Seven Senders being an established, grown-up now for 12 years, doing cross-border parcel logistics. And during those 12 years, we have always been doing claiming for our customers. And about 3 years ago, Thomann, a customer of Seven Senders, has reached out to us and told us, okay, listen, we like the way that we can claim with you, but we can only claim the parcels that we are transporting with you.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there a way where we can use you, Seven Senders, as our one shop for all solution when it comes to claiming? And that was basically the start of Claim.me as a standalone claiming solution. And then, together with Thomann, and of course, after researching the market in general, we've built together and extended what we had before to what we have today, Claim.me. And as I said, you can use Claim.me as a standalone claiming solution.
So you don't necessarily need to be working with Seven Senders to actually use Claim.me.
That's fully correct. Any online shop out there could theoretically work with Claim.me if they see claiming as an issue, if they want to bring their claiming level to the next level.
I mean, parcel claims are very specific. You know, it's a very specific operational problem. What made you decide that this was worth solving? I mean, which one was the rationale behind? We know, because we are in the industry and we kind of have an idea. But tell us a little bit more so the viewers can actually understand the massive issue behind this.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it always helps if you have a customer co-developing the product with you. And of course, we also get some signals from the market that this is actually something that people demand. But also looking at it from a rational numbers-driven game, approximately 3 out of 1,000 parcels become an issue. They get lost, yeah, or they get lost even though the carrier says it got delivered, so it has a delivery scan, but the consumer didn't receive it. They can get damaged, or we have missing items, meaning, I don't know, there are 2 out of 3 T-shirts only arrived.
I mean, Ramin, if a viewer listens to this, say like 3 out of 1,000, it's not too much. But at the end of the day, because there are so many thousands and thousands of parcels, it adds up. No, it becomes
Yeah, I
a
mean,
considerable number.
yeah, 100%. So let's say I have an online shop of 1 million parcels, yeah? And then I take I'm doing it now with my calculator, yeah? So a million parcels. I have 3 out of 1,000 parcels that become an issue. And then let's say I have an net order value of 100 euros. And then I calculated, let's say, with a 50% acceptance rate, because
Okay.
of course, not every single claim is going to be refunded by the carrier. And then I have already 150K per year
Wow.
that I might lose because I'm not claiming, or I'm not claiming to the fullest potential.
Wow.
Plus, of course, the time, the effort aspect that you have if you claim the traditional way with your customer service. Then yeah, it can be really a pain for your customer service. But I'm sure we'll get into that at a later point.
Of course we will. For the time being, tell us a little bit about that. There was like an original case, a success, or well, in this case, a case study situation that kind of inspired you to create Claim.me.
Yeah, exactly. So we co-developed the product with Thomann. Thomann being one of the leading instrument retailers in the world. I mean, they have I don't know, around 10 million parcels.
There is no discussion in
Yeah,
Madrid, Paris, in Berlin, in New York. Everybody knows Thomann. I mean, it's like
yeah.
if you want a high quality instrument and you need to buy something, a piece of equipment, whatever. That piano I have behind it's outputted in Thomann. So I know.
Nice, nice. So don't worry, yeah. If you order again something and something goes wrong, don't worry. Claim me.
Oh, we have claim me.
Away. But yeah,
But
so
that was your case, your first case to
yeah,
develop Claim
this
Me.
was our first
Wow,
case.
that
Now,
was
of
like
course,
major leagues, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic reference customer. Of course, we are until today we are grateful for the relationship together with Thomann. But you don't, as an online shop, you don't have to be Thomann for Claim Me to make sense for you. Yeah, you don't need to have 5 or 10 million parcels. From the people that I talk to, already starting from 250,000 parcels per year, claiming can be an issue. Yeah, number one, because of the operational headache that it's causing your customer service team. And number two, because of the money that you are probably reimbursing the consumer, but that you might not get back from the carrier.
But what Claim Me offers is a dedicated platform, isn't it? I mean, normally the way the claims are being handled, it's like, this prehistoric thing of Excel spreadsheets and stuff. Why should people jump into Claim Me and not keep on doing things the old way?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So let me start with the situation today, and then I can jump into what Claimy can offer to facilitate it. Okay. So what you have today is a very complex situation. On the one side, you have different claim types. Yeah. Losses with a delivery scan, damage cases, missing item cases. And on the other side, you have, I don't know, 50 plus, 100 plus carriers in Europe. All of them having different procedures when it comes to claiming. Yeah. So even if you're using one carrier, it's already a headache because the back and forth with the consumer and the back and forth with the carrier can be quite challenging. And then even if you have additional carriers, it adds additional complexity because those carriers have different portals. Sometimes they want to communicate via email, via Excel list. They want different documents, different languages. So your customer service is probably not the happiest when they claim parcels. And now when you take Claimy in the middle and we do it for you, there are different options that we can use to facilitate your life. So first of all, as you've said, we've built a standalone portal where we standardize the claiming process. So you can claim with a couple of clicks, any carrier, any country, always in the same process. And this is already a huge
Yeah, it's
lever
amazing.
for
I mean,
customer service teams.
yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you developed this solution originally for Thomann, no? But
Exactly.
when did you
And
realize that the solution you created for Thomann could be scalable into a business of its own?
yeah, pretty quickly, to be honest. Pretty quickly. I
Pretty
mean,
quickly.
we were talking, I mean, we didn't make the decision only by talking to Thomann, but when Thomann reached out to us, we were interviewing the market, and pretty quickly we realized that we were on to something. So we knew quite quickly, but on top of it, of what we built historically, so the Claim Me portal, we've built on top of this because as we learned, we got to know that customer service teams live in ticketing systems like Zendesk or Freshdesk. And today we've built apps for those ticketing systems. And nowadays, those customer service teams don't have to go to our portal anymore, but they can claim directly in a couple of clicks from their ticketing system, Zendesk, Freshdesk, where they already have the consumer communication. So, as a customer service agent, you have to have different tabs before different portals. And nowadays, you can only do it Zendesk, for example, and then on the right, you can open the Claim Me app. It's in the window of Zendesk, and you can claim with a couple of clicks. And then on top, of course, we develop new things. We can automatically claim losses. We have a tracking data algorithm that we use very cautiously because we only want to identify high quality claims. But those losses, pure losses, we can claim without the customer service doing anything. And then, of course, uh, we also thought about what we do with AI, what can we do with AI. But I assume we get into that also at a later point.
Of course we will. I mean, AI is now it's impossible to avoid. I mean, AI it's in everything
Exactly.
because it actually offers a lot of solutions. But it's very interesting what you're saying, Ramin, because it sounds like Claim Me it's a one solution fits all. You know, it's like you can actually integrate and connect everything into Claim Me and kind of fix everything from a single place. Is this correct? Would you say that this is like the main competitive advantage it has?
Yeah, totally right. We try to reduce complexity of customer service teams of online shops, and we try to take this complexity away. What does it mean? Customer service teams can very easily submit claims. We maximize carrier refunds, and on top of this, given that this is software that we're talking about, so we have a lot of data, we give our online shops transparency on this data point. So how many claim cases were there in month April 2026? How many of those get accepted? Differences by region, differences by carrier. What are the rejection reasons? Maybe I need to do something with my packaging. So we give those customer service teams full transparency on top of the time saving and maximize carrier refunds. And then a fourth point that's I think a nice to have is that we also, while we don't do the consumer communication, yeah, the customer service team stays in control of this. We give features or tools, let's say, to the customer service team so that the consumer also benefits if online shops are using Claimy. For example, if something goes wrong with your guitar from Thomann,
My
let's say,
piano, my piano.
yeah, sorry, your piano, it doesn't, you don't receive it, although it gets delivered. Um, Usually, what's the reality of today for most online shops, you need to print a document and then fill it out saying, okay, Frank didn't receive the parcel, scan it and send it back. Today, with Thomann, you will get an electronic document that is pre-filled, and you just need to tap twice on the smartphone for the date and for the signature. So you don't need to find a printer anymore. You can do it in bed, in the metro, on your phone.
Wherever and whenever. I mean, what you're saying is pretty interesting, Ramin, because one will think that with all the advancements that we had in e-commerce, especially in the post-COVID era, you know, like everything kind of spiraled at the speed of light during the COVID situation. All the e-commerce had like a massive boom here in Europe and worldwide. One will think that claims shouldn't be a problem, but they still are. So, in your opinion as an expert, which one would you say are like the main reasons why claims are still an issue for online shops?
Mm. So, in the end, I think there are two main reasons. First of all, we have a complex carrier landscape within Europe, and every carrier, as there are private companies, can define a different process compared to other carriers, and this creates complexity for online shops. And second, of course, and I'm not meaning this in a bad way, I'm really not, but of course, carriers are not incentivized to make it easy for online shops to claim. Um, and of course, so they create some hurdles, some documentation hurdles, for example,
I mean, I guess they're trying to
which I
protect
think
themselves, you know. I
exactly,
mean,
exactly, no
it's
one is
kind of normal.
complaining, but they want to make sure if they reimburse that they also had to reimburse, and of course they don't have to spend or to give away money, and I think this also adds complexity to the process. And as I said, we are not complaining about the complexity, but we are just trying to take it away from the online shop so that the customer service team doesn't have to deal with it.
Great. Right now, Claim Me is working in the entirety of Europe. It's pan-European.
Yeah, exactly. We can claim any country in Europe. We can also claim in the US or somewhere else.
Oh, so it's
I'm
global.
saying, yeah, it's global. I mean, to be honest, the main footprint, of course, is Europe. But we also have some customers for who we claim in the US, for example.
That's great. And how does the platform work from identifying a claim to a final reimbursement? Can you give us like a step by step, a pretty summarized version, obviously, but kind of a step by step, so any merchant that it's watching the podcast right now can say, "Oh, so this is how it actually works."
Yeah. So I'm not talking now about some claims that go fully automatic, like losses. I'm talking now, for example, about a dispute where the declaration of recipients, this document is needed when the carrier says it got delivered, but you actually didn't receive it. Yeah. This means, for example, Frank, as a consumer, reached out to online shop A, and online shop A then goes to our portal or to the Zendesk or Freshdesk app, um, um, finds the tracking ID, chooses the claim type, in this case, a delivery dispute, then the invoice, yeah, for the amount and the currency will automatically upload because you can fetch it automatically. The data will automatically be extracted. So far, there's only 2 clicks, but no drag and drop of documents, no typing with the keyboard. And in the next and final step, the beauty comes because you create this EDOR link, so the document that can be signed by you digitally. You copy the link, send it to the consumer, and this is it. Yeah, this is a process that before probably took, I don't know, 15 to 45 minutes, and now you just send the email to the consumer. The consumer signs. Usually they sign within 30, 60 minutes because they can do it from wherever. And then once the consumer has signed, our team starts going to the carrier and handling the communication with the carrier.
I mean, from a consumer perspective, it's amazing. It's extremely simple. But from a merchant perspective, how fast can any brand or business, any online shop, start using Claim Me? How fast can this be done?
No, very, very, very quite fast. I mean, there are different ways of integrating with us. We can directly get the credentials for the carrier portals. You can give us a CSV daily upload. You can connect to our API. Different options. So far, we've always found the right one for our customers. And then it spans, let's say, usually within 4 weeks. 4 weeks, we can get started. The fantastic thing is that the ticketing system apps, they're actually very, very easy to integrate. It's like you can download it from, let's say, the Zendesk marketplace, just like an app for your iPhone. So the ticketing system apps are even easier.
That's amazing. I mean, and Claim Me only processes claims, or it's also like can detect opportunities automatically before a merchant notices them. And I think we are starting to slowly creep into AI territory here,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, exactly. So for some claim types, the consumer needs to reach out. So, for example, I'm not able to tell you that even though the carrier tracking says it's delivered, you didn't get it. For other claim types, though, for example, for pure losses where there hasn't been a tracking update for 7, 8 days, we can automatically identify those. So before the consumer has reached out to you and to the online shop and communicate towards the carrier.
This is good, I guess, not only from a money saving perspective, but also from a customer perspective, because you're kind of a if you can catch the problem before it becomes a problem, and it's always better, isn't it?
100%. Again, we are very careful not to submit bad claims or bad quality claims towards the carrier. Yeah, we are very strict about this. So we only submit claims with a high quality, meaning we don't claim anything after 3 or 4 days without a tracking update. But yeah, we see very good results with this our tracking data algorithm.
But that's good because I guess that
We're able
adds
to
up to
extend.
the authority of Claim Me. I mean, if I am a carrier and I get a claim from Claim Me and I know Claim Me only claim things that are actual claims, I mean, I will, snap into it like, okay, if these guys are saying something is wrong, something is wrong. That kind of adds up
Exactly.
to the prestige of a tool.
Exactly, exactly. And then, I mean, we went one step further. Yeah. I mean, in the age of AI, we also thought about what can we do, yeah, with AI agents. And we built Amy. Yeah, we called him or her Amy, being the extended, basically, workbench of a customer service team. And what Amy essentially is, it's not a chatbot that can be placed at a website and that wants something on the bottom right of your page the entire time. It's not a chatbot, but it's an agent that can be put where a consumer already goes when they have a problem. So let's say they go to the FAQ or they go to a contact page, and there you have a tab saying delivery issues or delivery complaints, yeah, as an example. And then you can click on this Amy, and an iframe opens up. So basically, a window within the window, and Amy will guide you intelligently. It's not a rule based flowbot, but it's really an agent powered by the latest LLM technology.
Like a
It
sort
will,
of co-pilot, isn't it?
yeah, it will basically guide the consumer through the claims process. So it will identify the claim type. It will verify the consumer with a tracking ID and the postal code. And then it can ask the consumer for certain documentation, like photos or this declaration of non-recipients. And once Amy has all the documentation and information needed, then two things happen. Number one, the customer service team gets a summary of the case and can decide on further actions. And step two, our team goes towards the carrier and starts the cleaning process. And this, of course, can be a significant additional time saving for the customer service, because for those claims, they wouldn't need to do anything. Yeah, so it's basically next to this algorithm for tracking data, it's an additional lever for customer service teams to save time.
Is this already implemented? It's
Yeah,
working
it's
already?
it's it's yeah. We launched it in Q1 and it's already working. Um, yeah, so I'm very happy to see the traction in 2026 that we will get with this AI agent. Of course, I mean, let's be honest. There are a lot of online shops out there trying and wanting to work with AI. I'm very happy to see what we can do with Amy to help those online shops getting real use cases and to actually get results from AI.
Ramin, if you have to choose one main difference that a merchant will experience the moment they shift from manual claims to use Claim Me, which one would that be?
Yeah, I think the great thing and why I'm so happy I joined Claim.me is that on the one side, given that we have 7 senders in the background, we have real operational expertise. Yeah? Since 12 years, we have been claiming for our customers. We have a team behind that has been claiming for a long time. Yeah, so we have real operational expertise. And on the other side, yeah, given that we are still startup vibe, scale up, um, we really build some innovation here. So we have not only great operation expertise, but also great tech. And I think this is a very sweet spot that I don't see anywhere else in the industry, and that we as Claimy can bring to the table.
So you have like the best of both worlds. You have the
Exactly.
experience and then you have the spirit of the startup.
Exactly.
And if you have to choose, if you have to describe, let's say not to choose, which ones are like the biggest wins that an merchant will experience? Would you say that those wins are in recover revenue and save time, or it's
Yeah, 100%.
operational efficiency? Which ones would you
No,
say?
I mean we are not trying to do some magic here. In the end of the day, people are looking for two main KPIs. Number one being time saved per claim, and here we can get time savings of 80, 90%. And then as a second one, additional carrier refunds. And here, of course, it very much depends on how the online shop is claiming today. What we see on average is about 10 to 20% more carrier refunds. There can be outliers. For example, I was on stage with babyartikel.de, who's selling baby articles. And we were on stage 2 months ago at the Berlin Expo, and the customer care head of was explaining that Claimy was recovering 250% more carrier refunds. Of course, that's an outlier, but we are very confident to say 10 to 20%.
I mean, claim.me, it seems like a powerful tool for merchants, especially for growing retailers. Would you say that this is something that can actually help a growing retailer to scale without having to add a bigger headcount, like more staff members?
100%. I mean, let's be honest, if you have 10 or 20 claims per year, it's probably too early to use a standalone claiming solution such as claim.me. But if you have 200, 250,000 parcels per year, and maybe you're even growing, then for sure Claimy can help you absorb this additional complexity that comes with a certain scale through our solution.
And which one would you feel like it's the main feedback that merchants give you after implementing the platform? What's the first thing they say after they have
No,
claimed
they
me
just say it's so
implemented?
simple. It's so simple. It's really, I mean, anyone can use it. Yeah. So you don't need a specialist, carrier claiming specialist anymore. But anyone, like an intern, can use Claimy because it's done with a couple of clicks. It's very intuitive. So yeah, the main feedback that we get, it's so simple.
Ramin, in your opinion as an expert, how does the future of claims looks like?
Good question. Good question. And I think, to be honest, AI is going to play an ever increasing role in it. Not meaning that it will replace all humans. Yeah, I mean, we are also, and that's very important. You will always reach a human also on our side, because in the end, logistics is a people business. But of course, AI agents, automation coming from AI will play a big role in 2026 and beyond. And yeah, I'm very excited about Amy. I think it can really relieve customer service teams of doing manual claiming work, so that they can focus on building a community, spending time with their customers, but they don't have to do this manual claiming work anymore.
Do you feel like claims could shift from reactive handling to actually predictive? Uh,
Yeah, to a certain point.
to a
To a
point,
certain
isn't
point.
it?
I
Yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, logistics is a physical business, right? You transport goods from A to B, and you have to give someone a package. So there are certain breaking points, let's say, where yeah, it's happening in the real world. But as I said, for example, for pure losses, if you have tracking data, you can make use of it, and you can identify proactively those loss claims.
You said something very interesting. You said that I think AI will be increasingly used, but it's not. I'm paraphrasing what
Yeah.
you said, but it's not going to replace us. I mean, in your future, you still see a place for humans there.
100%, 100%. I mean, in logistics, humans will always play a role. I mean, I think there's so many edge cases, yeah. So that I'm not saying that Amy will handle 100% of your claims. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, and probably never. But it can relieve your customer service teams of the majority of manual work. And this can already be done today. We don't have to wait 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. It can already be done today. And we are doing it with some of our customers.
Talking about the future, 1, 2, 3 years, in the next following 5 years, how do you see Claim Me?
Hmm. Good question. So I mean, from my point of view now, we have a good two-digit number of customers, and of course, we want to scale it. Yeah, we have good feedback from the market. Our customers are happy. I mean, we were on stage twice in February. We will be on stage in June twice together with our customers. So they're very happy and proud to show their faces together with us, Claimy, on stage. So customer feedback is there. I think the market is there. So of course, as Clemmy, we want to scale. We want to scale and continue to scale.
And can you describe that expansion that you're planning? Maybe more outside of Europe, maybe more services inside Europe. What about the UK, for example? I mean, it's cover in it's considered still part of Europe or not?
No, 100%. I mean, we are talking to companies, to online shops in the UK, and for sure those regions are interesting for us. Um, yeah, I mean, there are certain criteria that can influence how interesting a market is. Yeah? For example, what are standard carrier terms in a given market? But for sure, DACH, UK, Poland, France, those are all regions where we are looking at online shops who have a good potential, great potential, if they claim in a high quality way.
In your opinion, what should ambitious e-commerce or online shops should do to be future proof, to prepare themselves for the future?
You mean besides working with
Besides working with Claim.me.
Well, I think it always helps if you build transparency. Yeah, we talk with a lot of online shops, and often those online shops don't know their status quo. They don't know how many claims they have. They don't know how much money they are getting back from carrier. And then, of course, it's always difficult to validate if it makes sense in the future professionalizing the claiming setup. So I think the starting point for anything is measuring what you have today.
Do you feel like there is valuable data there in the claim data that it's not being properly used to improve the operational of any e-commerce?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, we get and collect the data, so we can tell you in which regions do you see a high claim rate, in which regions do you see a high acceptance rate, how does it differ by carrier, what are the rejection reasons. Yeah, as I said, maybe you have to change your packaging. And I think if you change your packaging, which results in less claims, everyone is better off. The online shop, the consumer, the carrier, everyone. So yeah, for sure, you can leverage claiming data to professionalize your operational procedures.
Ramin, we are close to the end, so we're going to ask you one final question. If you have to choose only one competitive advantage for Claim.me, which one would that be?
Yeah, for sure, it's this best. You said it perfectly. It's the best of both worlds. On the one side, this operational expertise that we've built over the last 12 years. On the other side, our tech innovation that we are bringing to the market as still a young company. So this operational expertise together with this tech innovation, I think is putting us in a very sweet spot in the market.